What's going on, guys? If you don't know who I am, I'm Big Mike, man. I do a lot of lifestyle content creator, and I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Today, we sit on the floor. We don't want to sit on the couch today, man. I want to, keep it 1,000 with y'all today. 1,000, wow. We want to keep it 1,000 wow with y'all today, man. I'm basically here to talk about like dating and stuff because I've been journaling about dating since I'll say January, beginning of this year. When I speak on what I'm about to speak on, I'm not talking current, like I'm not talking today. As in today, I'm speaking on between November and March. Between November and March, that's what I'm speaking on. Before then, I went a whole year, no sex. I did semen retention for an entire year from January last year all the way until December. And before that, before I thought about doing that, I was dealing with someone and the whole situation was basically me. You know what I'm saying? It was a reflection of my past relationship. I was just getting mad at her about stuff I shouldn't have got mad at her about. So I had, I took full accountability for that situation, and, the whole situation was just me, getting mad about stuff I shouldn't have got mad about with her because it was just so many reflections from my past and stuff like that. So if you're just getting out of a relationship, please don't jump into another situation right after, like 2-3 months right after, or 4 months right after. You're not fully healed, and I wasn't fully healed in that situation. So I had to take time off, which was that entire year, getting myself together, talking to a lot of people, reading a lot of books and stuff like that. So that year I didn't want to date. I didn't want to get into a relationship. I just wanted a break, a break from communicating with females and talking to females and thinking about getting in a relationship and, having sex and stuff like that. Cause me personally, I feel like sex ruins a lot of situations. So if you in the period of dating or talking to somebody or anything, try to keep sex out of the picture. In my opinion, just try to keep sex out of the picture as long as you can and genuinely get to know that person for who they really are. Because I personally think sex ruins a lot of things. Once you have sex with a person, it's just kind of like your thought process goes to where you already basically got what you want, depending on the person you are, and I feels like once lust gets involved and y'all start having sex so much, it starts to feel like love, but it's genuinely lust. You know what I'm saying? So just try to keep it away. Just try to keep it away for a good period of time and just get to know somebody genuinely for who they really are. Let's speak on November to March. Now, between November and March, I told myself, okay, look, because I was seriously down for the not dating. I kept telling myself, like, usually when I do something to keep myself disciplined, I tell myself over and over and over and over, I don't want to date. I don't want to date. I don't want to date. I don't want to get in a relationship. I want to take my time and learn myself. Like, I do that consistently. Just, it's my part of motivation. Like, when I first went vegan, I kept saying I was vegan when I wasn't vegan, just to program it in my mind to tell myself that I'm vegan so it can push me to go towards being vegan. That's just what I do to, like, motivate myself. So around November, December, I started to thinking about dating. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. We're about to start the new year. I just want to get in a relationship and be with somebody genuinely. You know what I'm saying? So I started to, give females chances that was trying to talk to me, and now to this day, I feel like I'm not going for the social media stuff ever again. Like, social media is the baddest dating thing to do. But I started giving females chances, that kind of hit my DM, that kind of try to flirt with me. I was just like, okay, let me see where they head at. And throughout that process of me doing that, it was just a lot of turnoffs, man. You get to realize and see people are not truly who they say they are, and people are not honest with themselves, and a lot of women don't have no goals, don't know what they want out of life, and it's like when you already know what you want out of life, and you have goals and you have hobbies and you always doing something, you always consistent and working, and you see when you ask people questions and they don't know how to answer them, it kind of like turns you off. Like, and it was like the biggest turn off for me. And it's like, damn, like I don't know, man. It throws me off. And then it's like people don't even know how to be honest with themselves. Like, you afraid to speak up and tell how you genuinely feel about something. And I started analyzing that throughout the period of the time of talking to people and trying to date. And it's just like, you don't even know what you really want out of life. How do you know you're eligible to date? Like, how you know you capable of being with somebody if you don't even know what you want for yourself? So I met somebody in person, and it was going good for a good amount of time, but it was just like I felt like what I wanted out of life and what she wanted out of life was going in so many different directions. Like, I love to travel, I love to do activities and stuff like that. And then I kept questioning myself, like, can I date somebody that don't like doing activities or don't like to travel? And I kept asking myself, like, can I do that? Like, I always get into my thoughts very deeply before I move super far into a situation. And that situation was, the quick, because she wanted kids, and I don't, now to this day I just don't want no more kids. And when we got to know each other throughout probably like 2-3 weeks of talking and communicating and picking each other's brain and stuff like that, it just turned out to be like, nah, this ain't, the best situation for me. And that was probably the most healthiest situation I've exited out of, without having to argue, debate, or go back and forth. Like, she was cool with it, and I was like, damn, that's, for somebody to just have a good exit without having to argue, or, what I'm saying? Because I just knew that the situation wasn't for me. You have to learn to know how to communicate. If you don't communicate, you're not going to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted kids. I didn't want kids no more. I'm kind of done with kids. Before this year came, I was thinking about stopping myself from having kids. But then I thought about it. What if I do change my mind after getting married? Because I do want marriage. So what if I do change my mind after getting married? But at this time, I just I don't want no more kids. I'm where my mind is, I'm kind of just done. I don't want no more. I'm fine with my 2 daughters and my son, But yeah, guys, my friend Nisha, we always talk about like relationships and stuff like that. We about to start a podcast, and she was basically telling me recently, like, it's kind of hard for people to be very vulnerable because they've been so tricked by the social media and wanting to be like other people, to where when they talk to somebody and try to get serious with somebody, they try to pretend to be somebody that they're not. Stuff like that usually don't hold on for very much long. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm still journaling a lot, and I'm still learning a lot about, relationships. I try to get as much advice as I can because I want to get married. I want to be successfully with, a family in one household. You know what I'm saying? I want that, So, like I said, there's still a lot of learning to do. And I'm not talking about the current, because right now, I am talking to somebody. So we'll see how that works. But I don't know, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. I'm going to have a lot of these talks with you guys.